Bitcoin and Litecoin, are the bulls back? What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. Hope everybody's having a fabulous Friday. We're going to take a look at the charts, starting with Litecoin and then Bitcoin. We'll take a look at the bullish and the bearish scenarios. Also, stick around to the end of the video. We're going to be checking out that Bitcoin daily chart versus gold weekly chart, playing out beautifully. Also, I want to remind you guys, leave your comment in the comment section down below. That'll get you entered to win a free t-shirt. We do the drawing on Sunday. We pick a random comment from a random video throughout the week, and that's how we choose our winner. There's also some other links in the description. There's our free Discord. You might want to check that out. There's lots of good information there, lots of good people showing their trade strategies and whatnot. It's a great community, guys. Check it out. There's other links down there, too, that help the channel out. Some affiliate links. There's ABRA, Coinbase, Brave Browser. Definitely check out Brave Browser. It's a awesome browser, gets rid of all the commercials and all the advertisements and all that stuff. So definitely check that out. And all right, let's get into the charts. All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market can be extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind that it's still a speculative market. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose. And with that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell. That'll get you notified when I post new videos. Smash those likes, leave your comments, let me know what you think. I really appreciate it. Shout out to everybody that's been liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. Really appreciate it, guys. You've helped the channel grow tremendously. We're over 2,400 subscribers. Let's shoot for 2,500 today. Share the video, get it out there, guys. And let's get into the charts. I'm going to start out here on the weekly, because it's a beautiful looking chart. Obviously, you can see this candle here is looking very bullish. I do believe we're going to have another great weekend, guys. So ought to be a good time, especially in the Discord. So let's look at the daily and see what we're seeing here on the daily. If you guys been watching the videos, we've been moving right along, sticking with our targets. Everything's been looking great. We're going to look at some of the higher targets here. Obviously, we were looking at this as a cup and handle right here. And the measured move off of that first one would get us up. That would be using the neckline of $95. That'd get us up to the $167 range, guys. There is another target looking at this bigger picture as a cup and handle, which we're forming a handle now. That target is $192. Let's look at the RSI on the daily. We're looking at this rising channel still, getting resistance at the top, support at the bottom. We had a little bear trap here. Possible we could come back down one more touch here and then move up, but we're going to take a look at the 4 hour and see what that's telling us. All right, so as you can see here, we had this, and I go through this to show the people that are new here, but we had this falling wedge here that we popped out of, which was a obviously a nice move up. Then we got into this falling channel, broke out of that. Nice move up, got into another falling channel and broke out of that. And if you watch yesterday's video or last night's video, I had told you we were should break through this falling channel and break back into this larger rising channel in the blue, and that's exactly what we've done here. So do we go all the way up, retest this line? Quite possible. And then come back down, test this, and come back, you know, in here and stay within the symmetrical triangle. Let's take a look at the price action and see what that's telling us. We're going to look at the bullet or the bearish scenario first, guys. So as you can see, we had this falling wedge drawn here, which I look at as a bull flag also, and this being the flagpole. But we're going to take a look at the bearish scenario, like I said first. And if you were watching yesterday's video, we were down in here somewhere around the $88 range, and I had said if we break back into this right above this trend line here, that we would you know, have a nice move up, and that's what we're getting now. Now we could come back down and test it around 92 area or so, and if that holds, we're going to continue up, obviously. Like I said, the 116 target's up here, but if we come back down to test this and it breaks, then we're looking to come back down and test the bottom of this wedge here, this rising broadening wedge, and that's going to be around the $84.50 to $85 range, guys, if this line doesn't hold. And then we're, you know, I'm expecting a bounce from there if we do get to this, but if we don't and that doesn't hold, my next target's 65. Then after that, obviously 51. So that's where I'm at with that. And I do want to show you guys, let's see. I had a measured move. I don't know where it's at. It disappeared. But if we broke out here, obviously, you know, then we go to our higher targets. But I want to show you guys this. There it is up there. If we're to stay in this rising broadening wedge, that meets up with our old trend line here and right around the 145 range, guys. You know, it's possible we get up there this weekend, you know, have a moonshot up there, but that's where both these meet. And I also did a measured move off that. If we were to break up out of that, we measure the width of the wedge right there and put it up to the top. See where that takes us. That takes us up to around the $200 range. So it's quite possible we could be going there, guys. And I'm not saying it's shooting straight up. Obviously, each one of these targets are probably going to be heavy resistance. So keep that in mind. But this 192 target was off of that cup and handle I showed you in the beginning. The 200 would get us over here if we stayed under this trend line. But if we did pop up past this trend line, I believe this trend line will become our support. All right, let's get into Bitcoin. Same thing starting on the weekly. This candle's looking great, guys. Oh yeah, one more thing. Let me go back to the weekly on Litecoin and just look at my EMAs here, which are my exponential moving averages. And as you can see, we're about to have a bullish cross this week of the 21 crossing the 55. I believe that's going to give us a nice boost up, guys. So should be exciting to watch. Now let's look at Bitcoin. Same thing. Bitcoin wants to cross here to the 21 exponential crossing the 55. Let's look into the daily and see where our targets are. And again, we'll take a look at the excuse me. We'll take a look at the bearish scenario first. And the bearish scenario is we come back down and test this top of this trend line. I'm going to point this out for you guys real quick. I have a rising broadening wedge here, which we broke out of here. And I believe that crazy wick we had last week could have been our test of this, but I do believe we'll probably test it again later on after some new highs. Excuse me. So, all right, looking at the bearish scenario, guys. Well, let's first look at our RSI, see where we're at on that. All right, looking at the RSI, we had this rising channel here drawn forever, and we broke down here. I called that like a bear trap. So I drew a line. That was way before all this happened, lining up with the bottom of this channel here, and we got support off that again, guys. Now the question is, do we get resistance at the bottom of this old channel and come back down, or do we break through? And I believe we're going to break through. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. All right, looking at the 4-hour RSI, you can see we had this long rising channel here back since, you know, December. Then we had this rising wedge here, which we broke down out of here, and that was the day we got our big wick, I believe. Yeah. So also that created a falling channel, which we popped out of, and then we keep testing the top of it for support now. Question is, do we come back down and test this bottom line again? That'll be the bearish scenario, but I don't think so. I believe we might come up, test the top of this or the bottom of this wedge again. So let's look at that in the let's look at that in the price action and see what that's telling us. Lagging again, damn it. All right, here we go. let's look at the price action here. First, we're going to take a look at the bearish scenario, like I said, and then we'll take a look at the bullish scenario. The bearish scenario is we come back down and test this line again. Would be around the let me move this over. Would be around the 6,900 area to the 7,000 area. That would be retesting the top of this broadening wedge that we broke out of over here that I showed you a minute ago. Now, the measured move of that wedge, guys, would be measuring the width of the wedge, which would be from this point to this point where we broke out, and putting it to where we broke out, which was right here. And the measured move off that, guys, is the 96.22 range. Still, like I said, here's your bearish scenario. If we do break down past this line, then we're probably going to move back to the 6,200 area. I'm not going to go much further than that, guys. I don't think we're going to drop past that. I know some of the more popular YouTube guys are calling for a big 30 to 40% correction. I don't believe that's going to happen, and I'll show you why at the end of the video when we check out the gold daily or the Bitcoin daily versus the gold weekly chart. But obviously, you can see here, I talked about it last night and 2 days ago in the Discord that we would come back up and test the bottom of this channel. And if it broke and then we opened and closed the candle above it, that was a bullish move, and that's where we're at now. And obviously, we've broken out of this wedge. Now, I do want to show you a possible scenario that we could top out before that. Even though I don't think it's going to happen, I do want to point it out to you guys so you can be aware. This line here, this red line, this is just this line cloned, and I put it up here using this peak. And by the looks of this, the 8150 area is going to be resistance. And if we get rejected and then come back down, we might test this line again and then this line again, and then we could come all the way back down. Keep an eye on that 8150 area. I do think it's going to break, and we're going to continue up though. And I'm going to move this. We have to keep moving these targets because the lines I'm using obviously aren't straight. So now we're looking more at the 8550 to $600 range for the top of this channel. So if we break through the 8150, then we're looking at the 8550 to 8600, the top of this channel. And if that breaks, guys, I believe this channel will become support, and then we continue up. Also, I want to point out one more thing. Looking at the measured move off this falling wedge, looking at it as a bull flag, we would take the measurement of the flagpole where we broke out, and that gets us up to the 8832 area, guys. And if that's where we go, like I said, I believe this will become our support, and then we continue up from there. We will have a correction, but I don't believe the correction is going to be near what people are talking about. And we'll discuss that in the end of the video. So anyways, the measured move off this channel gets us up to, like I said, if we get up to the 8800 area, come back down, test this line for support, and get support, come back up to the 9322, might get some resistance here. Excuse me. And then the measured move from the big cup and handle, 9622. So that's what I'm looking at there, guys. It's looking like it's going to be a good weekend if you ask me. So let's go into the Bitcoin daily chart versus the gold weekly chart and look at the similarities. This thing is playing out beautifully, guys. So as you can see on Bitcoin, I drew trend lines from each peak to where we broke down, or I'm sorry, this is gold. I drew trend lines from each peak to where it broke down, and you can see what happened here. Now right here in 2003, the gold ETF was approved, and that's what happened. So everybody that's saying if the ETF gets approved for Bitcoin, isn't going to do anything, whatever, you can see there's some evidence right here. Look what it did to gold. Also, I want to point out that the hyperwave thing is bullshit. Because look at this. I mean, it obviously looks like a hyperwave also, and it would have went down to like $50 if the hyperwave theory was right, but it obviously wasn't. The funny thing is they never look at this as a hyperwave, and they never bring this up. So I just think it's funny. And every time now it's gotten this high, but they said the top was going to be 4,000, then the top was 5,000, then 6,000. Now we're way up here. He's saying it could go to 20,000 before going to 1,000. I think that's all a bunch of bullshit. Another thing they're saying is you gotta make a new low first. And as you can see here in gold, our new low or our new high was right, or yeah, they're saying we got to go up and then come back down and make another low. Well, we did that in gold right here on this trend line. Same thing in Bitcoin. Did it right here and right here. 2 touches on that bottom trend line. Exact same thing is happening in gold here before obviously the big boost. And I know it's a bold statement, guys, but my target for the end of this year is at least between 40,000 and 46,000. I'm looking at 46,000, and it could possibly go higher. So keep that in mind. Same thing I did on gold, I did on Bitcoin here. Drew trend lines to where it broke down. Each time we ran into one of these trend lines, they were resistance, and then they became support. And like I said, I'm going to show you why I don't believe the correction is going to be as big as everybody's thinking. If we make it up here to the, like I said, the $9,600 range, guys, and we look at, let's take a percentage of a drop. Say we make it up to the 9,600 range, right? Which would be right in here. And if we take this, whoops, and bring it down to the top of this trend line, it would be a 42% drop to get back down to this line to test it for support, which would be around the $6,700 range. But I'm guessing anywhere between 6,600 and 6,900. If we do make it up to this 96, this will be our correction area. I believe this line here is definitely going to hold, guys. So, and that, again, that's my opinion. So keep that in mind. You know, whoops, sorry about that. Keep that in mind, guys, but I don't see us correcting much, you know, down to the 4,000 and all that crap. And I'm willing to make bets on that for you that are calling it. So, tone. Anyways, yeah, guys, don't pay for charting courses and all that BS, man. You can learn on your own. Come to our Discord. You can learn a lot there, and there's a lot of other places on the internet. The information's free. Don't pay for that crap. It's just scams, and all you're doing is paying for their gambling habits and their lavish lifestyles and shit, when most of them aren't even really trading. They're just living off your money, you know, and they're not that good at traders. That's why they sell their courses. But anyways, I'm done with that little rant. Let's look at the weekly RSI, and I'll show you why I believe this is going to be a nice bull run. So this is the bull run in 2013. We drew a trend line down. This was the bear market. We had 2 touches on the trend line, broke through, and that was the beginning of our bull run. Now looking at 2017 bull market with 2018 bear market, 2 touches on this trend line, we broke through. We've begun the bull run, guys, in my opinion. Look at the monthly, and you'll see on the monthly, I have these 2 arcs drawn here. This was the 2013 bull market, 2017 bull market, followed by the bear market. These 4 arrows represent new lows in the RSI. We had 4 of them before moving up. Same thing here in the 2018 bear market, 4 arrows before moving up. And obviously this bear market has been a lot shorter than this bear market was. So I do believe this arc is going to be a lot quicker. And that's my opinion, but you know, everything's playing out beautifully. Anyways, I want to give everybody a huge shout out that has joined the Discord and subscribed to the channel and all that. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. You made this channel grow so much, man. It's amazing. I love you guys, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. There's a Crypto Savvy logo above my head. Click that. That'll get you subscribed. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos, as I do post videos every day. Smash those likes. Smash them. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think, guys, and peace out. I will see you tomorrow.